Hi everybody, welcome to this quick 9 playthrough for the date that is now displayed on the screen. Remember to check the tournament times so that you have time to play all of your holes. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Timestamps for all the holes in the video description down below. Bear in mind these are general wind conditions you will need to tweak according to the directions you face in the quick 9. And remember, some of these are old replays, so feature the old ball attribute levels. Good luck, here we go. Tricky par 4 here with the approach. We're going to play with the rock or the quarterback on the drive for the ball guide and also the accuracy. Now I'm looking at ring references here, clear ring touching a rough on the right, and I'm playing with a few bars of top spin and 1 bar of right spin. Have that ball guide going down that channel of fairway on the right hand side. I play this route in every single wind angle here, and we're going to need the sniper for the approach. Adjustment here is going to be maximum distance with no elevation. This one is a flat shot, no downhill at all, so max plus 0, and we're going to centre the ball and hit perfect. Like I said, if you don't have the rock, you could play with the quarterback as well. It just gives you some accuracy as we're playing into a narrow patch of fairway. Rolling up onto this little hill, and it's going to leave us a sniper. Now the sniper is tough here. You've got to try and find a consistent landing position. I'm checking my club distance here, and then I'm trying to find a good spot on the fairway to land. Unfortunately, it is fairly bumpy, but you're going to have to play with between 3 and 4 bars of backspin here, a little bit of left spin. You can see there is a tiny sticky spot there. You might need to adapt the spins a little bit. I want the ball guide short of hole because we've got tailwind. Now, as an example here for a general play, I'd play this mid-distance 5% elevation. You could investigate the rough bump here, but from experience I think it's a little bit glitchy, so it's all about trying to find a decent spot on the fairway. Mid plus 5, this one did need a little bit of a tweak, unfortunately. This is a tricky shot to drop for the eagle though, but gives you a general idea of how you might want to approach the routes on this hole. Par 5 here, and I'm going to bounce directly over to the fairway that you see here in this crosswind scenario. Little bit of topspin and 2 bars side spin to the left. I'm playing with a Titan. Obviously, if you want to reduce the wind a little bit further, then Kingmaker is good. APOC 5 is just going to reach over there. If you have lower power drivers, you will need to stretch out, and then once you've adjusted, push up the right number of rings. We are just going to be okay here with our max plus 10 adjustment. I'm going with a little bit of overpower to make sure that I do make it over, because we do adjust in this instance to a lower point. Half a ball of curl to the left, and we are going to clear nicely and roll down the fairway. This is a narrow fairway, so beware of great balls left and right. We don't want to be in the rough. I'd rather play safe and just find the centre of that fairway rather than push it too far. 346 yards here is going to leave a shot with our sniper. Now we do have a slight headwind angle here, so I'm going to back up a little bit before I add my spin. And here I'm adding top spin, a little bit of side spin to the left, and I'm going to aim just at the pin here with the ball guide. As you can see, it does glitch around a little bit here, so this is a tricky one to get the speed right, but you've still got a chance at an albatross on this par 5. The adjustment I make here in this crosswind is max distance 5% elevation. Max plus 5 just takes me into overpower there, so I'm going to put a little bit of overpower on. The alternative is, though, of course, to go with more topspin and set up further back from max distance. Perfect ball away, and this one does bounce very nicely and rolls to the pin with a good speed, but just coming in a little bit to the right, so maybe 10% would have been a better adjustment in that scenario. On this par 3 we're playing an NMT shot, so no move target, so just add your spin first, and that is going to be 3 backspin and 1.5 left spin, and then it's time to adjust our rings, so no need to touch your target until you go to adjust your rings. Min plus 20, power 3 numbers, of course. As always with these par 3s, nice to keep the wind below 8 miles per hour if you can. And making our adjustment there, and subject to any wind angle tweaks that you might need, then a perfect ball is going to have a very good chance at dropping, bouncing nicely on the fairway, second bounce onto the green, and we're rolling beautifully in for a hole in 1. We're going to use the rock and the grizzly. We are going to set up with a kingmaker, and we're going to have the blue ring touching the rough on the left at the top of +12 with the rock level 8, top of +11 with the rock level 9. 4 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left. The ball guide will look like that once you've added spin and are in the correct position, of course. The adjustment, max +5, power 3 settings. Max +5, power 3. And once we've done that, time to take our shot. No overpower, no curl, of course. Minor greats will be safe with the rock. Nice accurate club to use off the tee for this par 4 in this nice wind angle as well, bouncing very comfortably over the rough into the sunny part of the fairway. Drive distance is going to be around 350 yards. Second shot, make a back fringe check. Bullseye over the fringe where it meets the green, in line with the pin. +4 there with the grizzly 9 will be +7 with the grizzly 7 or 8. Then I'm adding half a bar of top spin, setting up with the red ring touching the rough line and the ball guide just going to the back of the cup. For that back fringe check of +4 with grizzly 9, we're going to play this one 40% slider, 5% elevation, and we're using grizzly 9 numbers regardless. If you've got a lower level grizzly, still you need to stick with grizzly 9 numbers. Making our adjustment, and all that is needed to do now is, of course, centre the ball nicely and hit perfect, landing into the rocky part there and dropping this one right at pin for the eagle. Now, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. Details on the screen now. As part of your perks on certain days for the Quick Nines, there will be some Patreon exclusive Master General playthroughs for those holes used. So make sure you check us out there. Spin grabs very nicely. We drop it for an eagle. 2 options here, which I will describe. Just going to show you the sniper bounce over in tailwind. If you do have any headwind though, you can play a no movement shot with either the rocket or the quarterback just to the left and above the beginning of the bunker. This is a tricky par 3 here. So add your spins. Again, this is difficult to get the pace right, and hole in 1 here, if you do grab one here, is going to be very, very good indeed. Max +20 is the adjustment here, and if I'm playing the quarterback shot as well, I will be playing that either minimum or medium distance with 20% elevation, because like the other par 3s on this course, we do have a lot of elevation to deal with. Just bouncing before the bunker does come in a bit short, but again, it's going to be a very simple putt for the birdie on this tricky par 3. Now, a very tricky par 5. Here we are going to play down the right-hand side, and we are going to have here the extra mile and then the big dog or the cataclysm, depending which gives you the better stats. 2.5 top spin, 2 bars of left spin, playing with a Titan because we're in pro here. Expert, obviously I would go to a kingmaker. Now you can see I'm aiming in the rough here, but all will become clear once I explain the shot. Max +10 is the adjustment here, so I'm making my adjustment. Then what I'm going to do is go full overpower. It's going to be a slow needle because we're not at max distance of our club, and we're playing with 3/4 ball curl to the left. Full overpower, hit perfect, and you're going to see this takes us well past the rough, although you can't really see on the camera angle, but it does work, and along the fairway towards the top left corner. Drive distance you want to be around 380. Now with the big dog here, we are going to have to stretch out a little bit because of the wind angle. Obviously if you've got tailwind or you're nearer the rough on the fairway from your drive, you may not have to do that, or indeed if you're playing with a power 5 ball. But I'm stretching out, having that first bounce on the fringe, and I'm playing this one no spin. The idea is just to get safely on the green. Now I looked at how many rings I was stretching out there. I'm adjusting max +10, it takes me into overpower, and I'm adding the rings on that I was stretching out. So in the end, about 3 rings of overpower. Obviously in tailwind, if you need to stretch out, you don't need to play with overpower, you can just push up those remaining rings instead. But I'm really just looking to secure the eagle, make sure that first bounce clears the rough, and then you are on the green nicely for an eagle putt. And now we come to another par 4. And going to go with the kingmaker here and the apocalypse, playing aggressively here in the tailwind that we do have. Obviously if we get a a bit more headwind, then we're just going to bounce ourselves over to the fairway on the right, which is just off camera. But tailwind, you can either go full blast with a berserker and go right over there, over the water to the green, or, as I'm doing here, you can just bounce over and set up a grizzly shot instead. Max plus 10 here, bouncing in the centre of that strip of fairway with the right spin that we have, going to add a little bit of right curl as well to make sure we find the final piece of fairway before the water. Half a ball of curl to the right, perfect ball away, and we can actually use yardage notes if we do play this approach for our long iron. So just bounce nicely on the fairway here. Drive distance on this one is 362 yards. From there, going to play with the grizzly using yardage notes. And I'm using here 34% slider and 10% elevation. Applying backspin. And then we are going to set up here with the ball guide just short of the pin, or at least to the front edge of the cup, because we do have tailwind angle on this one. The grizzly is very good. We do want the accuracy and the ball guide. So a little bit of backspin, and then, as I said, playing this one 34% slider, 10% elevation. And then we are going to take our shot, and we do have a good chance with this approach. So if you don't want to spend a berserker, don't want to go full blast and risk the sand or the water or the rough, then this is, I believe, a very reliable approach in this wind angle and offers a good chance. A simple par 3 here. There's two options. I'm going to show you the sniper here. If you've got the sufficient backspin, we're playing with 6.1 backspin. No side spin, and I'm having the yellow ring touching the beginning of the fringe where it meets the green. Ball guide going to the hole, as you can see. Headwind here with a bit of crosswind. The other option here, people play a Goliath rough bump with some top spin, bouncing in the rough and having the ball guide to the hole. There's a few options really. All depends what suits your play style. I like the sniper though. Max plus 15. If you've got crosswind at all, you will need to increase the elevation or offset left or right of pin accordingly. But a brilliant chance. There's obviously not much danger on this par 3. Very big green. Put some wind angle tweaks in there and you've got a brilliant hole in one. Max plus 15. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of three ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. We're going to drive with the rock here using backspin. We're going with 1.5 backspin, 3 right spin, and setting up with the red ring touching the rough at the top of plus 10 with the rock level 8, top of plus 9 with the rock level 9. The adjustment is 1 to 1 minus 1. So if you have 8.4 wind, you're going to go 7.4 rings. If you have 9.1 wind, you're going to go 8.1 rings, and so on. So a nice simple one there, no need to be faffing around with the wind apps on this one, just do a very simple bit of maths yourself. Just over 2 balls of right curl, look at the tip of the triangle, drawing a line down from the tee would be touching the inside tip of that triangle just before the circle drops as our overpower reference. Don't overdo it here with the overpower accidentally, otherwise you will roll off the end of the fairway. Take a token or two, get a feel for it if you like. Drive distance, going to be 312 to 316. Second shot, I would like you to add a bit more topspin here, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I would go with 5.2 topspin really. I'd rather be coming in hot and on the back fringe rather than on the fairway before the green. Stretch out, find the position shown, and then we're going to adjust max plus 10, power 3. This will take you into overpower regardless of how much overpower you adjust into. We are going to go with full overpower. If you're worried about that, you can of course play with a higher power ball. Full OP. I hit great right here and it gets me onto the green very nicely. In a subsequent attempt, a perfect ball actually stopped on the front fringe. So that was with 5 topspin. So that is why I'm saying go with 5.2, because I would rather be coming in and rolling to the back of the green rather than having a really downhill wedge. But here, safely on the green, go with a bit more topspin and you're putting for your eagle. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.